you want to pretend is fake. Now, this is made 5 days ago. This was made 4 weeks ago. Everything on here is made in the last 4 weeks. This one is bullshit. This one is bullshit. First of all, it says man films chilling videos after becoming a murder suspect. You see that picture right there? That picture right there. Guess who that is? That's me. That's right. Of course, TFCC and the cops still want to pretend that that's a delusion on paper, but they've admitted in real life and on paper that that's not a delusion. And by the way, that picture, you can tell by the background on it. That's while I was staying at Kenneth Wilson's in Leatha Plunkett. And this is a video where I'm speaking up about being physically assaulted and threatened over Natalie Bollinger. I exposed her dad in one of those with Natalie Bollinger's own email. This one's from 4 weeks ago. It says full interrogation, and meanwhile it is 29 minutes, and the full investigation or whatever was how long? About 3 hours. Also says I was served a restraining order. Days later, she was missing. Yep, that's absolutely true. Unfortunately, what they don't tell you is that I didn't even know I had a fucking court date. I didn't know how any of that worked. Who I was being sent to was mental health. That's kind of stupid. This is the guy that actually fucking killed her. You notice that his is about 2.5 hours long. And that one's about Natalie Bollinger, too. That's the guy that actually fucking killed her. That's Joseph Michael Lopez. Yep, and these are all within the last month. Now we're getting some actual evidence. Not this one. This one's just a submarine. By the way, that's a submarine built by a man named John Holland. Makes it easy to remember that there was a guy named John Holland who worked at TFCC, doesn't it? This right here, this shows actual evidence that shows that these things are real, that they are on YouTube. That doesn't mean that they're honest. And of course, there's boats. I really like boats. Here's the evidence of the protection order and the orders that are supposed to be followed by Andrew Wolnez at all times that are not being followed and haven't been followed. And I've been posting up evidence of that. There's also a whole bunch of evidence of him pretending that I killed Natalie Bollinger is his excuse to do this bullshit. Like, I'm seriously having to deal with real psychopaths. And of course, their families have let me know. And I speak up about it. Stalking by Andrew Wolnez, Scott Brown, Lisa Parker, Chris Stafford over Natalie Bollinger. Who have I been showing you evidence of in the last 3 videos? That's right, exactly those people. This is Candace Bondurant. I was staying with her right after I got out of jail due to the assaults from, well, Officer Waylon Lolatai. And we'll post a link to him in this description as well. That's pretty important. You guys are going to get real familiar with Officer Waylon Lolatai. You're also going to get real familiar with their tactics, such as abusing the mental health system. This is what Candace had to go through for trying to help me after Natalie was killed. Of course, that's not what she told everybody else, is it? Nope. She told me that the cops were harassing her and people on those online things were threatening her and her kids, but that's not what she told the public. That's not what she told Cara Rogers. Oh, you see this right here? Now, I would like to say this is probably BS, but the fact is, it's in a foreign language, and I don't even know what foreign language that is. If you guys can identify that foreign language, possibly. Can you identify that foreign language? Yeah, I can't either. How about this one right here? This right here is about Scott Brown, but it's the wrong Scott Brown. However, the dude's also got like 70 aliases. And this is what the attorneys wanted to give me in the Natalie Bollinger case, or in the case here where these guys are threatening, harassing, and stalking me over Natalie Bollinger. But that don't matter. No. It don't matter in the least bit, does it? So then there's Cara Rogers, a.k.a. Cara Mia. Her and Aaron Cockerham. Like, I had to deal with a lot of gaslighting. And of course, these are about gaslighting, years and years of it. So if you go through here, the actual evidence is coming from me. I also want to show you a couple of important videos here while we're at this. Let's see, this one is called Talking to Moose. And it's super important because this guy is a witness in the situation with Natalie Bollinger. Now, after a little bit of this, because you guys can look it up for yourselves, we'll go all the way back to the and we'll hear everything we need to within the first 5 minutes, but it's a situation where he doesn't understand.
I got to go to the bathroom. Not to use the bathroom, but because semi-privacy.
The stuff people are harming me over, pretending I was stalking Natalie Bollinger.
And Moose, I really needed people to come forward and fill out police reports. It was impossible to get them to do so.
I notice I'm not using the camera.
Well, sir, I got to prove I was honest about the shit that I was saying, and that's the thing, is that there was lots of people who know that I was telling the truth. They just didn't come forward, you know?
So are you talking about the whole Natalie thing still?
There you
Yes,
go.
sir, I'm still dealing with that, and everything that the police did as a result of it.
How could I help?
Well, go back through our messages. When I planned the trip out there to go see all of you, like I messaged you, there's messages from, while I was there where I was trying to get a hold of you. There's the messages from after I left when you finally got out of jail.
Are you talking about on Facebook on Messenger?
Yes, sir.
What year was that? That was
2016. That would have been October of 2016. I know it's a lot of scrolling, but I've had to do all of that scrolling multiple times. I already have your stuff screenshotted. The thing is, the police won't listen to me. They called me mentally ill and went out of their way to do everything that they could to prevent me from speaking.
When I find those messages, you said October?
Yes, sir. It would have been probably between June and the present, though. I mean, there's a lot of messages in there. I don't know if you have time to even go through and read them all, but like any of the parts where I'm telling you why it is that I'm not going to go to Virginia or go to North Carolina to see you because it's too close to Natalie and her family.
I remember that. I remember those messages specifically. I remember you saying that.
Well, that's the thing is that, I was trying to stay clear the hell away from those people, you know?
You did. I remember that specifically saying that.
Well, the police, they literally went out of their way to do everything they could to harm me, and they tried to pretend like I was lying, like everything that I said was bullshit, and like I never tried to tell them. And why am I cleaning the fucking... See, I'm all OCD and shit here at the Starbucks. They're good to me here. I mean, you remember how good they were to me at the Starbucks on Pearl Street?
Oh, yeah.
They're good to me like that at every Starbucks because I'm a good person. I treat them decent. I give them respect. I open the doors for people. There's one lady here. She's with the sheriff's department. I don't know who she is, but she comes in every single day, and she's I don't know. Sometimes she comes in looking funny. Not like she's weird looking or anything like that, but you know, like she had a stressful day, and I always want to tell her it's going to be okay. But then I remember she's a cop, and I remember that it's not always okay, you know.
Sometimes people need to do that regardless of this, but just screws up, you know.
Now, there's a lot more to it. We have a pretty decent conversation, actually. However, the one that I'm looking for in specific, other than that one, you notice these are addressed or stated for Lacey Hawkins of TFCC. Well, she's absolutely a witness in multiple situations. So this is Brett Roloff a year later. I had gone there to try to get away from the situation in California with Shannon Alvarado. So a guy named Brandon Ratner spent the money to get me on a bus from all the way in California, all the way to Brett Roloff's house so that Brett could help me to turn it in. Let's play this and we'll see how it turned out. Sorry about that. I don't know what you're expecting. You're pretty fucked up. You're definitely not going to be shitting out a bag of dope. It will be an empty bag. And even if you did shit out a bag of dope, I wouldn't want to be taken through it to get it.
He said that he's going to, that's his doo-doo bag. That's his. And then he said I had to smoke it, and I was like, I'm not doing that, that's gross. Hey,
I'm not 6 years ago. Although I wouldn't smoke that shit anyway. I posted it after I left. That sounded rude. I'm sorry. October 22nd.
smoke that shit. It is. No, it doesn't. You know it doesn't. See, when you say shit like that, then that means you're worried. You know, man?
You got that whole corner mouth thing going on like Marlon Brando in The Godfather. Yeah, so that's definitely not, that's not the Brett Roloff that I used to know. When I got there, that is exactly not what I was expecting. That was blindsiding me. It was horrible. So October 17th of that year, I got on a bus from, Brett Roloff was actually staying in Bristol, Virginia at that time. And I had to get on a bus from Bristol, Tennessee, which is just a little bit across the state line that's apparently invisible. I didn't see it. I saw a sign, but I didn't see a state line. Not a good joke, I guess. But while I was on that bus, we can actually look this up. I've sent a lot to her already, to Lacey Hawkins. I don't know how much is actually going to show. Give me a second. All right. Well, oh, there it is. I thought it was going to take a minute and I'd have to shut some stuff down. Like I've been sending it to her. Evidence, the paper evidence, all sorts of stuff. The thing is, this lady is a mandatory reporter, and this is actual evidence of the abuse, why it's happening, and who's doing it. Doesn't that make me sound like a jerk? Well, I am. Don't threaten my fucking family. That's not difficult for anybody to understand. So, yeah, when I say that I've had to deal with this from one end of the country to the other, I'm absolutely not fucking kidding. I mean, a lot of these people are just, I don't understand where they ended up this way. And I keep forgetting that this isn't a, violent position with a violent alcoholic. You can actually hear Mossum threatening me in the background. This is the day I left there. This is because he had been threatening to kill me, throwing stuff at me. He wanted me to go get him beer all the time. I don't even fucking drink. Why would I go get you beer? But he was angry. He had, at this point, he was angry about a situation with 4 Venezuelans that he had with him. 3 of them had stolen from me. We can get to those recordings in a bit. But in this video, over and over again, I'm just going to let you guys go through it because obviously you see how it says 0 in comments. I'm going to have to go back to this video and listen to the whole damn thing, and it's an hour and 1 minute long, and type in where it is that Mossum is being threatening, where it is that he kicks in his back door. This guy's not a very nice feller, and as you can imagine, being in that kind of an environment is going to result in me having some adverse reactions. So we'll click like on that one as well. Jesus. They are really extra revving it out there tonight, aren't they? I'm going to assume there's a car show. So, this is one of the things in court. We listened to it, but we didn't listen to it in court. What happened is every juror went out of the courtroom when Mossum Vijan claimed that he didn't threaten to kill me. And in this video, as you may have seen in some of the previous writings, that I had been trying to get to these fellers, and I fought hard to make that happen. This is called violent position with a violent alcoholic. You get to see it's a very scary situation, and you get to see that somebody comes to my rescue. Claire Jordan is actually in this one. She was also on the phone with me when Mossum came at me with the pipe. I think I might have called her after the second time, or after the first time he came at me with a pipe too. I don't think I was able to record it. However, she does remember the situations. So we'll make sure that we post a link to this in the comments. And also, I'm going to have to go through it and find some links to the comments. I do apologize they weren't already there and prepared. Let's see what other stuff that we can find, because like I said, I've been posting this stuff up for a few days. Oh, wrong one. Let's see. And of course, I had to type in what I remembered about the title, and it popped right up. Some broken history of Chapel, Nebraska. Of course, I do pay attention to what I'm doing. I don't go running around just being a jerk to people for no reason. Like that Chris Stafford video. Let's see. Here's the John Stevens assault. Oh, come on.
All right, let's play this. I'm leaving, Jones. You don't need to come walk by me after antagonizing me and assaulting me. Just get the hell away from me. You don't get to assault me, dude. I don't give a fuck what your excuse is. Nobody fucking assaulted you or harassed you, asshole. Nobody fucking touched you. Yeah? You fucking junky piece of shit. See, now you're being a fucking junky piece of shit even more. Get the fuck away from me, you sick fucking junkie. You stop. Stop following me. 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 You assaulted me. Leave me alone. Stop following me. John, get off of me. That is the second time you fucking assaulted me. Yeah, reality.
That one wasn't exactly fun either. Okay, and there's a whole bunch of these. Okay, it's not just one or two. There's a bunch of these. It's not just.
Get away from me! Get
There's
away
Chris
from
Stafford.
me. No, you can't! Get away from me! Get away from me! Get away from me!
Yep. And there's a bunch of links in the description, like I said. It says top is selected, so you'll see featured comments. And of course, I've also been making sure that I post up mostly stuff from these two channels. I do want to show that on this channel right here. Ah, hell, that's not working. That picture was taken in Glatton Gateway. About a month and a half after Natalie died. I'm not sure exactly. It says 2.46 thousand subscribers, 8.1 thousand videos. I also want to show you how important it is to go to the videos, because we haven't scratched the surface. We're going to go oldest here. You see that? And this is the assault, January 6th, 2018. Why is January 6th such a fucked up day for me? Why is October 18th such a fucked up day for me? I was born October 18th. Boulder Police Department assault. They pretended that I tried to assault them. Officer Herr, Officer Vanderleest, and Officer Lolatai all took part in the assault. This right here is when Ted Bollinger and Alicia Bollinger were fucking with me while I was at my grandma's funeral. Jordan Anderson did not take it seriously, and Graham Milbourne is an idiot. Laura Nelson is also in this video, and somebody should have listened to her. Now let's take a look at these. All right. This is a witness in Natalie Bollinger's case, specifically from her murder, actually. This is Russell Huggins. He's a person who was trying to help me out. It's tough. All of these ones right here, you can tell from the background in them. These were all done at Shannon Alvarado's house when I had to flee Colorado for my safety, my evidence of safety, and the safety of my loved ones. Here's one from Ben Beardsley, who was involved. I also helped him to find his niece, and she got a hold of me recently to let me know that she was able to get her stent removed. So she's having less migraines. I don't have Facebook to get a hold of her. Brandon Ratner. This is Brett Roloff. This is with my dad. This is with Christine Buhit. This is with Christine Buhit. By the way, Christine Buhit is dead. Brian Schwartz is dead. Let's see who else is in here. Christopher Tapp, Darren O'Connor, the lawyer, trying to make his name off of civil rights and fighting for black rights, although he started off pretending to give a shit about the homeless. This is with David Nelson. That's Laura Nelson's husband in Chapel, Nebraska. The car that broke down on the way to Virginia, I bought it from him. It also broke down in Virginia. And then it also broke down at Kenneth Wilson and Leatha Plunkett's on 3395 South Zuni in Denver, Colorado, or in Inglewood, Colorado. So some of these don't have the nicest names. This is Graham Milbourne. This is Graham Milbourne. This is Joshua A. Bear. This is Jeff Ritter from the Colorado Coalition of the Homeless. He wouldn't get back to me after Natalie was killed. That's because he was supposed to help me. What he said is the government would shut down until after the first of the year, and he'd literally done nothing to help turn this stuff in. He wasn't the brightest of fellers. See, one of the issues we got is with mental health, getting a free ride. They're taking a whole bunch of fucking money for a job they're not doing. This is another attempt to get a hold of Jeff Ritter. This is a conversation with Joshua Hebert. This one is with Cammie Jepson, or used to be Cammie Jepson. This one as well. I was having a lot of mental breakdowns during this period of time. Laura Nelson, Katie Cahill. This is Mandy Hughes. Nicole Peralta. She's the therapist in Nebraska that I had both before and after Natalie was killed. Like I said, I was seeing multiple therapists. They didn't do any fucking good. How the hell is going to a therapist going to get the police to do their job about people threatening me, threatening to kill my friends and family, and assaulting me? It's not. This is with Peaches. That's Kayla Trujillo, the lady in the picture. I do want to show you that picture again because this was actually taken, I believe, by either the Denver Post or the Daily Camera. This is a picture of myself and Kayla Trujillo, who I had gone to multiple times about the situations before and after Natalie Bollinger was killed. She's the one that gave me a ride to Boulder when Natalie was supposedly trying to stop all the crazy. Not sure if you look there, my wrist is wrapped. Thank you, Officer Lola Ty. That fucking hurt like a bitch. That's Kayla Trujillo. Although I wasn't allowed any evidence, they were. Isn't that odd how that works? This is Missy Richards, a woman who was pretending she was going to help me, but she was in these Natalie Bollinger groups just stirring up the mud with the rest of them. She was nice for a period of time, though. This is another one with Kayla Trujillo. This is another one with Kayla Trujillo. This is another one with Kayla Trujillo. This is another one with Brandon Ratner. This is with Tabitha Michelle Cook, who I stayed with while I was there. All of these videos, I still have to go through every single one of these and find where things are said. This is Tabby Sidney. That's her daughter. She's an important part of the story as well. Here's Terry. I don't know which Terry in specific. I do apologize. This one has Tabitha and Graham in it. This one has Terry Jepson. That's who it is. Terry Jepson talking about what a shit her sons are. Gotta love it. Here's another one with Terry Jepson, by the way. She's in a lot of my stories because she's been in my life since I was 15. So, lo and behold, here we go, folks. Here's another one with Brandon Ratner. And if you notice, there are letters underneath or numbers next to the name. I tried to start putting them according to the day that they happened. Here's another one with Joshua Hebert and another one with Joshua Hebert. This is either with Mandy Hughes or Mandy Singer. I believe these are Mandy Hughes, actually. She was an important part of the situation because she was Alyssa Rainwater's mom. Another one with Mandy. Here's with Missy Richards. This one is with Nick and Sarah Bacon. Goddamn helicopters. You guys probably don't even hear that. This thing kind of filters stuff out pretty good sometimes, which sucks. So, yeah, these are all people who, most of them were threatened, harassed, or intimidated. Let's see, Katie Cahill. She is super important. She's also a pain in the ass. This is Aunt B, or Brenda Dickinson. I used to live at her place in Chapel, Nebraska. Matter of fact, when I got the phone call from Natalie Bollinger saying if I wasn't already on the road, she was going to kill herself over her family. So, yeah, do I believe everything that Joseph Michael Lopez says? Absolutely not. Do I believe a lot of it? Fuck yes. I also said if anything happens to my older brother, Natalie Bollinger, or Zyler Cox, that I would burn the whole world down. Of course, I haven't burnt the whole world down, have I? I just wanted people to leave me alone and stop pretending that I was out to hurt people. Some folks are just nuttier than squirrel turds. This is with Amanda Engeline. Another with Amanda Engeline. This is when I screamed at Shannon Alvarado, and I definitely screamed at her. I was in a fucked situation. Here's another one with my dad, another one with my dad, another one with Brenda Dickinson. fucked up McDonald's situation, Apes Together Strong, Miss Candace. I mean, there's quite a bit here. Some of it is me talking about the situation. This is the missing women of Hardin, Montana. We'll play that one.
I'm in Hardin, Montana. I've been talking with some folks around here since I got here. I've been kind of being a taxi, taking people to their homes, places like that. Real poverty. There's a road that goes along I-90 that heads west of here, and they take a path south into farm country there, and they find a lot of missing people down there. Mostly women, mostly younger women. Just like everywhere else in America, they got a drug problem here, but they, like I said, everywhere in America.
Yeah, here in Tillamook too. Chapel, Nebraska
They kill
as well.
these people
Boulder,
with
Colorado.
exposure. The same thing that the Boulder Police Department does.
Los Angeles, California.
They drive them out there in the wintertime. We're talking 30 miles from anywhere. They drop them off in the weather. There's an issue with the police not wanting to take reports here. They say things like, well, it's not illegal for somebody to leave. You know, maybe they just went off grid. So they got the Bureau of Indian Affairs here.
I got that
I
excuse
don't
here
know
too.
if they do things differently or not. It's only a few miles from Crow Agency, Custer's Last Stand, 7th Cavalry, all of that. Apparently there's over 100 missing people in the area. They find bodies every so often. The most popular one recently, December 13th, a woman named Penny Scott disappeared. She was 13 years of age. There's another woman in the area who is found deceased. Her last name was Noses Gun.
Frida Noses Gun disappeared.
A lot of people.
I'm going to pause it right there. I want you guys to look that up, actually. Frida Knows His Gun. Yes, that's her name. Frida Knowshisgun. She disappeared from Washington State on my birthday in 2016. October 18th, 2016, she disappeared from the Spokane Tri-Cities area on her way to Hardin, Montana to her family for her aunt's funeral. So she's been missing since then, and that date is memorable because the last time I ever saw Natalie Bollinger, she was insistent on giving me a present and that we go out to Elliot's Coffee Grounds in Norfolk, Virginia. That was October 18th of 2016. Again, both situations happened simultaneously. While I was visiting with Natalie, Frida Noses Gun disappeared. There's several more like Selena Not Afraid, but this video is older than that. Selena Not Afraid disappeared from Hardin, Montana. Well, I made this video right here, if you can see. It's got 15,685 views from March 11th, 2019. So at the end of that year, like 10 months later, is when Selena Not Afraid disappeared from Hardin, Montana. And they had already decided it was a accidental death by exposure or natural death by exposure before they ever did an autopsy. It was Chief Big Hair who did the screw up there. Turned out that Selena Not Afraid had tried to get out of a vehicle full of people that, well, we'll continue with this story and we'll get to Selena Not Afraid later.
You can go into the sheriff's department, you can go into the library, you can go all sorts of places.
see that there's a major problem here, and it's not just here; it is everywhere. But there are so many missing people from this area, and there are so few people here. I mean, it's not a big city. This isn't Billings. This isn't Boulder. Boulder isn't even a big city. In a lot of places, they wouldn't even consider Denver a big city. So yeah, that happened. They're brown, so nobody cares. Disgusting. It's true. It is disgusting. A lot like being homeless. You don't have rights. People say, well, you just got to deal with it. Some folks that I gave a ride home last night, the place they had me take them isn't their home. And the people who own the home showed up. It was Mary Mountain Sheep. Surprised me with it. Not the people I came home with. And Gabriel? No, they had me Gilbert. Take me to their grandmother's house. And I've been hearing stories of missing people. And John Nomi. Missing person after missing person after missing person. They find their bones out there over in the farming country to the west, just off of that road. Mary Mountain Sheep died of cancer. We want to get rid of everything in the United States that doesn't look pretty, everything that will reduce our standing as a nation, or our property value, or our standing as a nation is nothing if we're allowing these things to happen. If we're turning a blind eye to them, standing as a nation means nothing if we're choosing money over human lives. Our standing as a nation, I don't want to hear about that anymore. I'm tired of all of this terrible stuff happening and nobody doing anything about it. And we can do something about it. There's a map of where they've found a lot of these bodies, and they're all along a couple of roads about 20 miles to the west, 20 or 30 miles. A lot of them. I mean, there's dot after dot after dot where people were taken out there. A lot of times they tell them, well, they probably got drunk and walked out there and got lost. No, they're not going to walk that way. There's nothing out there for them to walk to. So, I'm going to do some research. I'll see what I can come up with and do some reporting on it. I do need to get my story about myself and Natalie and everything that we went through, mostly what I went through, because for the last 2 years, Natalie was not a part of my life. Predators were. This was 7 years ago. But this video isn't about me and Natalie. It's about the missing natives in the area here at Harding, missing women mostly. Yeah, that's reality, folks. You can hate me all you want, but I'm posting actual evidence, actual videos. You can go through my timeline and find every place that I've been. And I am sorry that there is so much evidence. I am sorry that so many people have been cruel that it's impossible to turn it in. I am sorry that so many people have used Natalie Bollinger as their excuse to do horrible things to me, to try to destroy evidence, to falsely arrest me over and over again. I am sorry that Natalie Bollinger never came forward and told the whole truth. I'm sorry that till this day, Alicia Bollinger still hasn't come forward to tell the truth. I'm sorry that you're lied to. I'm sorry that you're mean to the wrong people. And I'm sorry that the cops won't help you, because there are so many recordings in here of people not helping Mike Haynes, not helping Stormy, not helping me. You should look at how they helped Christian Alexander. But they got no problems pretending that this is all fake, that these are all delusions. You know, after I posted this up, it took the news over 2 years. And it took the federal government, almost 3, to recognize that Hardin, Montana was an epicenter of missing and murdered indigenous people in America. So you go ahead and kiss my ass. I spoke up before you did for a reason, because I was paying attention to my surroundings while you were looking the other way. Same thing as here in Tillamook, Oregon. You don't get to threaten my fucking friends. It's not gonna fucking happen. I am not gonna look the other way. Mary Mountain Sheep was wonderful to me. Same thing with Lila. You need to get your facts straight, homie.